If you look at the atomic radius of group 13 elements, the atomic radius increases as we go down the group. But there is an exception in this group, and that exception is seen only in this group. Unlike S block elements, here the atomic radius increases from boron to aluminium. From aluminium to gallium, in fact, there is decrease in atomic radius. Atomic radius. Boron, being the first element of the group, has the smallest atomic radius. When we move from boron to aluminium, there is an increase in atomic number of 8. 8 electrons have increased. Now, where these 8 electrons have gone? These 8 electrons have gone to S and P orbitals. The shielding of S and P orbitals is very high. In fact, the shielding of S electrons is maximum, followed by P electrons. Because the shielding of S and P electrons is very high, there is considerable increase in the atomic radius. When we move from aluminium to gallium, there is an increase in atomic number of 18. 18 electrons have increased. Out of these 18 electrons, 10 electrons have gone to D subshell of the penultimate shell. Now, since the shielding of D electrons is not effective, the increased charge on the nucleus pulls the valence electrons with a stronger force of attraction. So, instead of atomic radius increasing because one more shell has increased, there is in fact decrease in atomic radius, and that is observed only in group 13. The atomic radius of aluminium is greater than that of gallium. There is marginal decrease in the atomic radius as we move from aluminium to gallium. When we move from gallium to indium, again there is an increase in atomic radius of 18. 18 electrons have increased. Whatever is applicable for gallium, the same thing is applicable for indium. So, as we move from gallium to indium, there is normal increase as we would have expected in atomic radius. When we move from indium to thallium, there is an increase in atomic number of 32 units. So, 32 electrons have increased. The charge on the nucleus also has increased by 32 units. How these 32 electrons are distributed? Out of the 32 electrons, 14 electrons have gone to F subshell of the second penultimate shell. 10 electrons have gone to D subshell of the penultimate shell. The shielding of F electrons is ineffective. The shielding of D electrons is also ineffective. So, because of the ineffective shielding of D and F electrons, the size of thallium is marginally higher than the size of indium. In fact, there is no decrease in atomic radius. There is an increase in atomic radius, but the increase is marginal. So, that is how the atomic radius varies. Group 13 elements show two oxidation states. When we compare the ionic radius of the +3 state, that is, the atom has lost its valence electrons. When the atom has lost its valence electrons, the size of the trivalent cation increases as we go down the group. As we would have expected. As we move from top to bottom in group 13, the ionic radius of the +3 state increases. Ionization energy of group 13 elements. First we will discuss the first ionization energy. Ionization energy is the minimum energy required to remove the outermost electron of an isolated gaseous atom. When we remove the outermost electron, boron has got the highest ionization energy because of the smaller size of the boron. The force of attraction of the nucleus on the outermost electron is very high. So first ionization energy of boron is very high. Now from boron to aluminium, there is considerable increase in the atomic radius. So because of the considerable increase in the atomic radius, the force of attraction of the nucleus on outermost electron is less. There is considerable decrease in the ionization energy as we move from boron to aluminium. Now when we move from aluminium to gallium, there is increase on the charge of the nucleus. At the same time, there is decrease in atomic radius. So because the size of gallium is smaller than the size of aluminium, the force of attraction of the nucleus on the outermost electron of gallium atom is high. So first ionization energy of gallium is higher than the first ionization energy of aluminium. When we move from gallium to indium, because there is increase in atomic radius, there is corresponding decrease in the ionization energy. When we move from indium to thallium, the charge on the nucleus has increased by 32 units, but the size has marginally increased. So when we move from indium to thallium, there is increase in the ionization energy. So this trend is very much different from the trend we have observed in S block elements. So you see the variation of ionization energy for group 13 elements is zigzag. The actual trend is boron followed by thallium, followed by gallium, followed by aluminium, followed by indium. This is the actual trend of the first ionization energy. Now we compare the second ionization energy. Definitely the second ionization energy of these elements is higher than the first ionization energy. How is the trend? It's more or less same, but there is a slight variation. Boron has got highest ionization energy, followed by gallium, followed by thallium, followed by indium, followed by aluminium. The third ionization energy. The third ionization energy is boron, followed by gallium, followed by thallium, followed by aluminium, followed by indium. This is the trend of the third ionization energy. Now if we compare the total ionization energy, that is first ionization energy plus second ionization energy plus third ionization energy, if we add up the three ionization energy, the trend observed is similar to the trend of third ionization energy, that is boron greater than gallium, greater than thallium, greater than aluminium, greater than indium. Now we come to melting point. Of group 13 elements, boron has got the highest melting point. and gallium has got the lowest melting point. Boron has got the highest melting point because of its peculiar structure. Gallium has got the lowest melting point again because of its different structure. It's different from rest of the elements of group 13. From boron, when we move to aluminium, there is considerable decrease in the melting point. Gallium has got still lower melting point. Thereafter the melting point starts increasing. Indium has got higher melting point than gallium. Thallium has got still higher melting point than indium. Both indium and thallium have got lower melting point than aluminium. So the trend for melting point is boron, followed by aluminium, followed by thallium, followed by indium and gallium. Now when we compare the boiling point, the boiling point decreases as we go down the group. That is boron, followed by aluminium, followed by gallium, followed by indium, followed by thallium. The melting point depends on the arrangement of the constituent particles of the solid. The melting point depends on the interparticle force of attraction in the molten state. That is why there is a difference in the variation of melting point and boiling point. First, let us take up the case of boron. Why the melting point of boron is very high? Because boron exists as icosahedral units. In icosahedral unit, there are 12 boron atoms. In this unit, there are 20 faces and 12 corners. Boron has got 4 allotropic forms. All of them have icosahedral unit, and these icosahedral units are linked to each other in different ways. Let's see what is icosahedral unit of boron.